Welcome back to Financial Strategies with Andrew Adjemi in Connecticut and Daniel Adjemi in Colorado.
Sally owns a business locally, and she came in and said, "Andrew, I really love my team. I love my employees. I have this opportunity to go on to bigger and better things and buy a bigger company than mine. These guys that work for me, they're running this business now. So I want to be able to sell them the business. I think it's a good move because number one, I have a buyer ready at hand. Number two, it gives them a job, not just a job, but it gives them the opportunity to own a business well into their future. They've got another 20 years or so to work, and so that they're going to be able to build something really nice for themselves later on. It's a way that I can give back to them for all their years of working for me." And I said, "Sally, that's a great concept." And the one difficulty with that, right, is the amount of taxes that you're going to pay, and them being able to come up with the money to be able to buy you out. So we have this opportunity, and I've already been looking at this because we've been having breakfast together, and you've been telling me about this. And we've got this opportunity to where you can sell them the business, take a down payment from them, and then they'll be able to pay you from the profits of the company over the next 5 to 10 years, depending on what you want to do. That will be done on a tax preferred basis. They're not going to pay tax on that money. You're not going to pay tax on that money right now. You won't pay tax on that money till you take the money out, and you can take it out a little bit over time for your retirement. And they're going to be putting money in their retirement account. They're going to be putting more into your retirement account, and then down the road they'll just have the business, and you're off and running. They're off and running, and it's a beautiful situation. I'm Andrew Adjemi.
And I'm Daniel Adjemi, and you're listening to Financial Strategies. Today, we're talking about what's next. What's next for business owners? What's next for entrepreneurs? If you're thinking about, hey, maybe in 5 years, maybe in 10 years, I want to do something different. Maybe it's sooner than that. This is what we're talking about, strategies that you can use to fine tune your plans, whether that be to defer the taxes, whether that be to generate income streams, or whether that be to be able to give your employees something so that they can continue on your legacy.
Excellent. That's
Dad,
right.
when you're talking about building these plans so that employees can come and they can buy the business from the founder or CEO. There's a lot of different ways that can happen, and it's dependent upon the goals, right? The goals
Yeah.
of the people buying the business, but also the goals of the person moving on, whether that be into retirement or the next chapter of life, starting another business, or whatever that may be, right?
Right. Right. Exactly. It's key customization. That's the key word here. Customizing to the people. No cookie cutter approaches for these folks. Customization. Now, when we're talking about customization, you have to absolutely have the right team to put that together for you. Because if you have a team that doesn't know what they're doing, you have a team that they know a lot, but they don't know how to do this, it could be disastrous. And the key in having the right team is you have to have a CPA that understands how this all works. You have to have the right kind of CPA, right? You have to have a quarterback, so to speak, that's going to be able to understand the financial aspect and how to design this. A financial engineer, shall I say, that's going to be able to design this plan to customize it for you. And because you're not going to get from here to there without the right people, in place to make that happen for you. Am I
Well,
right?
it's sort of like the entrepreneur, right? They can go and they can have an outside buyer come in and buy them up and gobble up what they built, and sometimes that may not work. But if you really have enjoyed the way you've been taking care of your customers, and you enjoy the way that that business operates, and you see yourself adding value, and you have people inside your organization who you trust to continue to run that when you leave, we go full circle, and we're back to the thing where those employees that you trust, you would rather have them buy that from you because they're the right team. They're the right team, and they're going to run it the right way so that you can continue your legacy. You That time and energy you put into that business will still be adding value to either the customers that you have, the clients you have, or whatever that may be. And
Right.
and that's all about the right team.
Exactly. Exactly. The right team is key. I want to let you know in our listening audience, you're listening to Financial Strategies with Andrew and Daniel Adjemi, because people don't know what people don't know. Today's topic is business owners. Now what? As business owners get closer to retiring, get closer to leaving the business, moving on to a different phase of their life, they have to determine what are they going to do? How are they going to exit that company? How are they going to transition? And what's the best way to do that? The most financially profitable, the most the least taxing as possible. Well, we have for you today a business owner package that we would love to be able to put in your hands so that you can take a look at some of those options that will give you ideas for being able to be transition smoothly, financially speaking, as well as tax wise. And you can have that business owner's package by asking for it by name by calling 800 725 7616. 800 725 7616. Daniel, as we're talking to business owners today and talking about how important it is to be able to have the right team, because the right team will also provide ideas, strategies. The right team is going to be kind of like the CFO for the CEO, right? This right team is going to be able to give ideas, information, education, so that the CEO can make the decisions that the CEO needs to make. And so when we're putting together these plans, when a business owner is looking at putting together something that's going to be able to do it, they need the right kind of person that can educate them, or right people that can educate them and bring to the table all the things that they need to know to be able to make an informed, smart decision. What other things here are, as we are getting ready to wrap up today's show, do we need to make sure that our listening audience needs to know?
Well, I wasn't able to get to that one of my absolute favorite parts of these things, and that was when we were talking about the Roth IRA and that analogy that I gave, where people could convert money when they knew in the future it was going to be worth $100,000, but today they could move it into a Roth and only pay taxes on 50, right?
Wow. Yeah.
Well, with these plans, there's a really cool thing that you can do, that you could take money out of the company. So the company got tax breaks, or the company paid taxes at a lower rate
Yeah.
into this plan, right?
Right.
And what ends up happening is you can put things into these, like for example, a cash value insurance policy. Okay, so
Right.
here's
Right.
one example that you could do it with, and you can actually illustrate on this the value. So at the beginning, you put a bunch of money into it, and the cash doesn't grow.
Right.
What does that sound like? That sounds like those bonds, right?
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
on X date, it's going to be worth this much. So what
Yeah.
I've seen people do, and what was one of the absolute coolest things, is inside the plan, you buy this and you get
Right.
the deductions and you put
Right.
the money into it. And let's say 5 years into it, you've put 100,000 in and it's worth 60.
Right.
You buy that
Ouch.
you buy that out of the plan with
Uh,
money you have in the bank doing nothing,
yeah.
or somebody wanting to buy the business with you, they're paying for it with that money.
Yep.
You pay taxes on 60,
Yep.
and then it explodes out of the plan. And it's in this shelter where it's tax deferred, it's tax free depending how you take it. And the death benefit, if you're looking for legacy, is
Yeah.
100% tax free.
Wow. That's
That's
great.
one of the
100%.
examples that you
Yeah.
can use these things for, and where that team really comes into play, because you could spend years and years, the 10,000 hours to become an expert on something.
Right.
But if you're spending that 10,000 hours developing your business because you want to be the best at your business, you need
Yeah.
somebody that spent the 10,000 hours getting better and better and loves what they do,
Right.
to help you with the things that you don't want to spend the 10,000 hours
Yeah.
on to become an
Exactly.
expert.
Exactly. But you said a bad word. You said that bad word's called life insurance, but that's a whole nother topic, right? Because life insurance, there's death insurance, there's life insurance. And
I
what
said
we're talking
cash value.
right, exactly. So that's the key, is being able to understand these things and how they work, the proper definitions for things. And we're running out of time today, folks, and it's been great to be with you today. I hope you've learned something, or that we've added value to your lives today. Today's topic on financial strategies is business owners, now what? And if we have a piece that we'd love to put in your hands, a business owner's package that will be able to help you as business owners to be able to understand how you can exit in a way that's less taxing and exit in a way that can be more profitable to you, depending what ways you choose and how you customize that. We also have, for the next 5 callers, the book, The Richest Man in Babylon. And we love to put this in your hand. This is good for business owners or for people who would like to, our business owner wannabes. Either way, young or old, rich or poor, whatever it may be, this book can be helpful to you. We have this for the next 5 callers at 800-725-7616. 800-725-7616. And we appreciate you having it with us today. And until next week, we wish you a stress-free week.